Right, and how do you hear me?
The radio loud and clear, how me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Lights as required.
So lights is required. We want to make sure.
013 base to approve runway 11.
Good lord. No. Not doing that. Okay. So required lights, right? We already have our beacon and our strobe on.
Yep.
We're not flying at night, so we don't need our nav light.
Yep.
We're about to start taxi, so we can actually flick our taxi light on if we want to.
Okay. And transponder altitude squawk 1200.
Yep.
Altitude 1200. Okay. Yep. And flaps up.
Make sure those guys go up. Very nice.
39er, hold the shoulder at runway 11, ready for departure.
80 clearance as
5539 Urban
required.
Tower, hold short, runway 11, lighting
After we
traffic,
do the
runway 23
leaning,
and
we
11.
bring it back down to 1,000. Yep, all good.
95539er.
And then what'd you say was next?
80s and clearance as required.
Do you remember where we get our ATIS
Like 119.
frequency?
119.025.
Yes, sir. So down here we have our second nav, right?
Yep.
So the standby nav is what we can change with this big knob. Changes the first three numbers, right?
Yeah.
Small knob changes the back ones. So can you get her back to bada bing, bada boom,
Okay.
11902?
One. 025. Okay.
Awesome. Other place we can find that number, right? We can also check on our sectional.
Yep.
Robertsfield ATIS. Okay.
I think like, did you already like connected your iPad to the plane?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So if you zoom out, we want to find ourselves at Roberts Field.
Yeah, 22, turn
I
right
think
there, contact
you can zoom out
ground,
as much as
and,
you need
have a
to
good
see
day.
yourself.
Right turn.
It'll still have a dot there for you even if you're not connected.
Thanksgiving, United 2082.
I mean somewhere.
I'd keep zooming out a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, and see where you are. There should be a blue dot. That blue dot will be you.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I found it.
Cool. And so here we can see, right? So there's our tower frequency 124.5, our ATIS 119.025, and our Unicom frequency as well. So now we have that in our standby, but we need that to be in our active comm, right?
Cessna
Yes.
24266
So we can hit
Tower,
this
active.
switch button, and then this is our second comm. Currently we're listening to comm 1. So to get to comm 2, we can hit the bottom to switch both, or if I wanted to monitor this one and listen to the top one, I could do that also.
IFR arrivals, expect
so,
ILS
like,
or
what's the
RNAV
difference
approach.
between
Runways
the upper one
11
and
and
the
23 are in
downward?
use.
So the bottom one will change both over,
Copy out of service.
because this is for listening.
Yep.
These two are for talking. So I can be on comm 1 and listen to comm 2, but if I want to talk on it, I have to switch it over on both.
Better than 5005. Temperature 6, 2 point -7. Altimeter 3019er. IFR arrivals, expect ILS or RNAV approach. Runways 11 and 23 are in use. Runway 11 Pappy out of service. Call for release San Francisco and Seattle. Advise on initial contact, you have X-ray. Redmond Tower information X-ray 1956 Zulu. Wind 140 at 9er. The weather is better than 5005. Temperature 6, 2 point -7. Altimeter 3019er. IFR arrivals.
So the important information we want is our information, which he says at the beginning and the end.
Runway 11 Pappy out of
Wind,
service. Call for release San
our
Francisco and
altimeter
Seattle.
setting,
Advise on initial contact.
and
you
what
have
runways
X-ray.
are in use. So we can listen now.
Redmond Tower information X-ray 1956 Zulu. Wind 140 at 9er. The weather is better than 5005. Temperature 6, 2 point -7. Altimeter 3019er. IFR arrivals, expect ILS or RNAV approach. Runways 11 and 23 are in use. Runway 11 Pappy.
So now you have the weather, right?
Call for release San
We can also
Francisco and
tune
Seattle.
whenever we're in the
Advise on
ramp
initial
area.
Contact, you have X-ray.
And listen to our Unicom frequency so that in case anybody here wants to talk to us.
Okay.
All right, so now we have our ATIS information, right? We are not on an IFR flight plan, so we don't need a clearance.
Yep.
So, starting engine checklist.
Starting engine checklist completed.
Cool. And then we could skip the taxi one because we're not ready to taxi yet. We're going to do the run-up first.
Okay, yeah. Brakes up, run-up checklist. Brakes applied. Throttle 1000 RPM. Cabin doors closed. Locked. Flight controls. Free.
So down, up,
Up. Yeah.
down, up.
Okay, yeah.
And then we also want to check our elevator and rudder. So you can pull it all the way back, all the way down, and then you can do our rudders as well. All the way over, all the way over. Flight controls, free and correct.
Okay, yeah. Flight controls, free correct.
Mhm.
Flight instruments check.
So we want to check our 6-pack, right? Like you were looking at here.
Yeah.
First one, airspeed indicator.
Airspeed indicator, yeah, it's working.
Yep, should show 0.
Yep, 0. And attitude indicator.
We want to see that it's erect, meaning it's
Yeah.
up and down and level. So we want to see that these wings, and you can adjust it to make sure
Yeah.
these wings are on your horizon.
Okay, yeah.
And then we want this, the orange part up here, to be within 5 degrees.
Like the upper one, like, can I control it by this knob?
It can be done. Don't do it though.
Okay. Yeah. And then
Maintenance would not be happy with us.
I see. Yeah.
Cool. And then,
Altimeter.
yep.
It has 3019er. 019er.
Absolutely. Cool. And then we want to see that it's within 75 feet of our field elevation. You can see we're at 3,000, about 70-ish. Pretty dang close, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's within 75 feet.
Yep.
Next one we want will be our turn coordinator.
Yeah, wing level, and the ball is on the center.
And then the last thing is there's liquid is full and no bubbles.
Yeah, no bubbles.
Good.
Yep.
Nice, nice, nice. Heading indicator. We want to match to our magnetic compass.
Okay, it's 280.
To move that one, you have to push it in all the way and then go the direction you need to go.
280.
Nice. And then final instrument, BSI is close enough to 0.
Yeah, 0. Okay.
Awesome.
Then radios and avionics set.
So radios and avionics.
Yeah.
Right, we already have this one done up for right now, right?
Okay.
If we wanted to, we could set this to our next frequency, which would be ground. Do you know what our ground frequency is?
124.5, same as the tower.
That is our tower frequency. It doesn't actually show on there.
I see.
So there's a couple ways we can find it. One, we can go to the airport diagram. So if you go to your plates, press add plate, now KRDM, and you hit airport diagram. And this is also where I write my ATIS information. It will have frequencies. Nope, not there, sorry. Frequencies over here. So ground controls on 122.1.8.
Yeah, 121.8.
We could also find it in the aircraft or the airport's information. So we can see ground frequency here. We could go to the AFD and find it as well. A few different ways to find it, but it's not going to be on wherever all the other frequencies are.
Okay.
Cool. So set that there.
121.
Nice. Now we have to set up our top one. So all this stuff is mostly for instrument stuff, or yeah, I mean it is for instrument stuff, but if everything's good on here, which it is, it's always going to be good for us. You can hit enter. Now this is where we have our CDI and our fuel information for the plane. So first thing we want to do is start up here. We want left CDI, half left.
Okay.
The left flag, we want to see that it's out of view. There will be a flag that pops up in here. It just means that it's giving bad information. It's unusable.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that left flag is out of view.
Yep.
Vertical CDI, we want half up. Vertical flag, we also want out of view.
Okay.
Cool. From there, we can check, make sure we, yep, nope, you're all good. It happens all the time. So for the to from, want to see that there's a 2, because it's telling us 2, right?
Yep.
This we don't have to worry about. OBS, we want tracking with what we do. So if we put it to a number, we want it to follow us, right? So 150, 150, it's tracking, right?
Yep.
ANUN stands for indicators, which are lights. Want to make sure that we have the 2. VLOC is lit up, GPS is lit up, indicators are good.
Yep.
Cool, so that is our CDI check.
Yeah.
Then we want to check our fuel. We could do this 2 ways. Since we have full fuel, we can just hit set full fuel.
Yeah.
We have our capacity is 50. The fuel on board that we have is 50,
Yeah.
right? Because we did full fuel.
Yep.
And then this is how much we're burning per hour.
Okay.
So if we needed to, we could scroll up and change it manually.
Yeah.
But since we have full fuel, we could just hit set full fuel.
Okay.
Now you can hit OK. Awesome. So now we have to get our iPads connected to the GPS.
Yeah.
So this goes all the way down here. So you can hit function, because we need to change what it's doing. Keep going on function, function. And now, once you keep going all the way back to that last one again.
Yeah.
Yep. From here, we're going to hit down, because you see this little scroll bar. On 8 and on 9, there's these little arrows. So we're going to hit 9 until we get to Bluetooth. Then we can hit cursor to select in here, down to name, and enter.
Oh.
Then sometimes taking off and putting back on Bluetooth will also help it find you.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, I know you want to. Yep, there it is.
Oh, no.
Yep, right.
No, it's 89653.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
it's
the
because,
device-
yeah, that's why we go to name, because sometimes it's different, so you can hit that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, good catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we go to name on the Bluetooth.
I see, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Yep,
Very
and enter. Cool, now we're good there. We could put this now to our timer, which is on functions. So starting off there, hit function again, now we have our timer, because we're going to use that when we go to take off, right? So we
Yeah.
can help ourselves out and have it there.
Okay.
So now those are set. We want to make sure our frequencies are set. So we already put ground down here.
Yep.
Up here we have our tower frequency, right? Because we'll go to that one next.
Okay.
And then this one is our Unicom.
Yeah.
But we could go ahead and change that to our next one, which will be the North Practice Area. Do you remember what the North Practice Area's frequency is? Or we'll use Prineville. Sorry.
Prineville.
So we need Prineville's common traffic frequency.
I think it's 122.7.
Yes, it is. We enter 122.7.
This one.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so now radios and avionics are set. We're all good there. We can continue.
Fuel selector both. And trim set for takeoff. It's on neutral.
Nice.
Primer in and locked. It's locked.
Yep.
Mixture set for elevation.
Yep, so this one we're going to now do our run-up portion of the run-up checklist, right?
Yeah.
So because we don't actually have to check the static RPM of this aircraft, bless you, we can go halfway rich.
Yep.
By pushing on this. Generally, we don't want to pull out like that, because
Yeah.
it's very easy to go too far and then we shut it off, right?
Yeah.
But if you're pushing it in, I'm okay with you doing that, or you can twist it to the right.
Yeah.
Cool. So once we're half rich, you can go throttle to
Throttle to 1700.
Yep,
RPM.
1700. So you can push that throttle in, And you're gonna have to really hold the brakes for this one as we get up here.
And carbide check
So on carb check,
was this
Yep.
one. Yeah, it's
so how do we, so to check that we have to pull it out to put it on.
so see the
And
RPM
what's-
drop.
That's doing, right, is it sending hot air
Yeah.
into our engine, which is less dense than cold air, which gives us a RPM drop if it's working.
Yep.
So good, push it back
Okay.
in
Okay.
and rise.
And magnetos check.
So magnetos, this is the one where we click it over.
Yeah.
One click will be the left magneto, 2 clicks will be the right magneto. If you click it
Okay.
3 times, the engine will shut off.
Okay.
So
and
first one is left,
left
and we're looking for,
RPM drop. Yeah, it was within 50. Yeah.
yep, 125
yeah,
drop is the limit,
25.
and they both have to be within 50 of each other on the drop.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and go back to both.
Both.
Now you can check the right.
Right. Yep. It's within 125.
And within 50 feet of each other. The left's drop and the right's drop, were they within 50? You can also check the left again if you want.
Okay, yeah. Yep, it's within 50.
Cool. All right, you can go back to both.
Both.
Snags are good.
Yep. And emitter check.
So ammeter is just the left side.
Yeah, here.
Yep. So to check that, we have to turn off the alternator, which is the left side of the master switch. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So we should see a drop,
It's
and then turn it back on.
yeah, it's slightly dropped, but is it okay? It's just like really slightly.
You hit it
dropped.
again. And back on.
Really slightly.
Cool, and we have voltage. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, yeah.
It's just it will, if it doesn't need to charge, it'll go back to 0,
yeah.
or it'll charge more, or sometimes it'll even turn itself off because we have too much power.
Yeah. It
So you
went,
just have to watch it. Yeah. So
it
that's
went-
fine.
Okay, yeah. And engine instruments check. So oil temperature green, oil pressure green.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah.
And then last one is
Suction.
suction gauge.
Suction is on green.
Awesome. All right.
And yeah, suction gauge checked. Annunciator.
So those are lights, right?
Yeah.
We already checked this one, but usually there could be one here, especially on Sierra models. There's a bar here that'll have it. And then sometimes these ones will have it, usually right here.
Yeah.
It looks like this one does not have an option for testing the lights, so we have no indicators to check.
Okay. Throttle idle check, 1000 RPM.
Yep, so you could take,
Idle. And 1000
and when we do idle check, also put on carb heat.
RPM. Okay.
I'm gonna test something really quick. Oh. Turn the alternator off again for me.
Alternator.
Yep, same thing, you're just on it.
This one, right?
Yep. No, we might actually have an alternator having weird things going on. We might be squawking this plane. Apologies.
No worries, yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I'm going to kind of be over on you. voltage light is not coming on. Nope, I think I actually just saw it turn on. Sick.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's fine. It just took a while. That's good. Awesome. Plane's okay.
Okay.
Apologies, idle check was good. The low voltage light wasn't coming on while I was using a ton of power. I turned on like everything I could turn on, and it wasn't popping off, but that light started turning on, so we're good.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Cool, alright, so idle check is good.
Yep. And flaps set for takeoff. Yeah, flaps up.
And we can actually ignore that one for now. Even if we were like a short field takeoff, we'd use flaps 10.
Okay.
We can ignore that, and we could do that on the before takeoff checklist. It'll say flaps set for takeoff.
Okay.
Because we still haven't taxied out yet.
Yeah, okay. And mixture ground lane.
Yep. First thing we want to do before leaning it is run it up to 1200.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
It's a little confusing, it's not on the checklist.
Yeah.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Yep, and then we want to see that it went back to peak,
Okay.
which it did. Cool. Ground lean.
Ground lane and takeoff briefing.
So the takeoff briefing we want to do would also be on here. Takeoff and emergency briefing. So our normal rotation speed, which we'll be doing today, like you said earlier, is
55 knots.
55. If engine fails before we rotate off the ground, meaning we take off,
Yeah.
we're going to do power idle and stop straight ahead.
Yep.
If it fails after rotation with sufficient runway left, we will power idle and land with the remaining runway.
Yep.
If it ends with insufficient runway remaining, we're going to pick the best emergency landing area within 30 degrees and set it down.
Yep.
And then if it fails above 1,000 feet, best glide speed is 65 knots. We will turn back around to land at the airport.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
And I'll send you this.
Thank you, yeah.
Alright.
And taxi briefing.
So taxi briefing we have to do once we actually get taxi instructions.
Okay, yeah.
So today we're going to be talking to ground, so we want to switch us over to ground.
Ground? Yep.
Yep. And then to talk to them, we want to make sure.
Yeah, this one.
So that would be for COM 1. Yep, so COM 2.
Yeah.
We're going to use any of this stuff, we want to be in COM 2.
Yeah.
So you could go ahead and call ground. So how we're going to do that, we're going to give them what's called a cold call.
Yeah.
So we'll tell them, Redmond ground, Cessna 65259er, and then we'll wait.
Yep.
He'll respond back, Redmond Tower, Cessna 65259er, go ahead.
Yeah.
And what I want you to say is where we are, right? So we're at South Ramp.
Yep.
South Ramp with information X-ray.
Great. Yep.
Request
Titular aircraft
east departure
information,
to
Yankee
Prineville.
current at Redmond, altimeter 3017.
So new information is now Yankee because the hour just went through.
Okay.
Cool, so we'll check this really quick. Yeah, it's going to be Yankee now.
Redmond Tower information, Yankee 2056 Zulu. Wind 140 at 8. The weather is better than 5005. Temperature 7, dew point -7. Altimeter 3017. IFR arrivals expect ILS or RNAV approach. Runways 11 and 23 are in use. 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.15.
So I already set it at 3017.
Clock 6605.
Sorry, I'm doing this for you just so we can get going.
Cleared to LAX via the Redmond 3 departure.